Hello, everybody. We are back. Today is Sunday. It is cold and windy, and I have a touch of a headache. So I'll probably be a little bit more quieter than normal, but we are going to get it done. Miss Ange is probably not coming in today because she said she's also got a touch of a headache. So it must be something going around because I wasn't feeling good yesterday. I've got a headache today, so I'm thinking it's just something happening. I don't know if it's um, sinuses or I have no idea, but whatever it is, it's happening, and we're just going to deal with it. So, Mr. Oz is laying down. We shouldn't have any interruptions for a little bit. We're not going to say how long because you never know with him. He can get up and start anytime. He's just that type. All right, let's see. This is a little birdhouse, so we're just gonna, because you really can't really see in birdhouses unless you use like a flashlight or something, because they've only got one little hole. So we're just gonna darken this little hole up. And I just used a little glaze to open. Why? Because it was the one that I grabbed. It was black. So the glaze on the, I don't know if you guys can see it, but oh, there it is. On the windshield dried real nice. And on the headlight. So now we got a little bit on the in the hole. We're going to have to do the chalkboard. And I usually do not like using black pencil. But I think we're gonna because it being chalkboard. Well, this set does not have. Oh, there it is. I was going to say, what in the world doesn't have a black pencil? But it was not in the spot it should be. All right. So we've got. I don't know if I started it or somebody else started it or what, but I was talking about the green bloomers yesterday. How they got a set of 30. And now every time I turn around, I'm seeing people talking about the set of green bloomers. So I did a little bit of, just a tiny itty bit of, like kind of research type of thing. I gotta wipe off my glasses here. I've got a little alcohol pad where to go. Anyways, it's not in there. It was right up here. Where did I put it? Anyways, Woomer, Color, no, not Woomer, I'm sorry. Color, Brute Hunters. I'm not even sure I'm saying that right. Sioux Colors, and there was a couple other ones, like there was quite a few actually, are made by the same factory and stamped by, what company they're making them for. It's kind of like a car factory. They make parts for um like, all right, here, I'll do an example. I used to work at a rubber factory years ago, and we made car parts for Fords, Chryslers, um, all kinds of different car companies. And I'm looking for something as I'm talking to you. And we would ship them out to different companies. So it's kind of like is that it's not like they're made by the same company. They're just made by the same factory for the company. Because when I did that and I found that out, it kind of shocked me a little bit because I'm thinking, wait a minute, um, the Sioux colors, the Brute Funners, the Colors, they all act differently. Now I'm not sure if that's the square Brute Funners or the round Brute Funners. There is a difference. I'm pretty sure the round ones are student grade and the square are artist grade. There is a difference. When you color with them, there is a difference. I cannot believe, what did I do with that? That's just crazy. It was sitting up there yesterday, but it's gone today. Does that make any sense? Nope. But with me, it's hard telling. I could have picked it up and set it off to the side somewhere and not remember where I set it. Because that's just, that's kind of how I flow. All right, well, I'm done looking for it. I'll just use my shirt. I'll wipe off my glasses. So that's kind of what I found out. I'll have to get deeper into it, but I'm pretty sure that's kind of how it would go. Just because they're made at the same factory doesn't mean they're made by the same company. Because I have all of those, excuse me, and they all work so differently. Like one of my favorite pencils are the Sioux colors. I absolutely love those. They are all budget friendly, so to speak. I don't really kind of like using that word because, I don't know what your budget is or what other people's budgets are. So how can you say they're budget friendly? Because, my budget could be $40. My budget could be $100. They're somewhat affordable. How's that? Oh, my eyesight is so blurry today. It's either that or my glasses are just really dirty. I need one of those alcohol wipes, but I don't feel like getting up and going in the other room to get another one. I get them at Walmart's there. Our Walmart's has like an eyeglass thing inside of it, an eye doctor. You can go there and have your eyesight checked and get a pair of glasses or whatever. Well, right as you're checking out or by the pharmacy or whatever, they have these big boxes of alcohol wipes for your glasses. It's like 50 of them in there, and they are fairly cheap. So I usually it's not like buy every month type of thing, but I do buy them, and they are nice to have around because they will clean like your phone or your screen of your computer and that type of thing. So I do like having them around. All right, I'm just going to switch glasses here because I am having a hard time today, and that's okay. They're just readers. Oh, these are dirty too. Yeah, I am not batting 100 today. I am not. Ooh, I can see. I think those are just getting too old and I need to go get a new pair. Those are actually prescription. But, it's been a few years. I'm pretty sure I need to upgrade. So I don't like to push really hard on my pencils because one, it hurts my hand, and two, it just it's not good for the pencil either. Oh. So we're just gonna do layers to get it to the darkness that we want. We might have to use a little bit of the dark gray to help it along. Because I haven't met a colored pencil in any set that is a true black or true red. They usually come out like a grayish color. And that's why normally I don't even bother with them. I just grab a black acrylic marker and do what I need to do. But today, I figured I'd give it a try. Because I don't really want the whole thing a real dark black. Because, it is a chalkboard. And most of the time, when you write on the chalkboard and you erase, you still get that chalky white powder on there, and it don't go away until you wash the board. Hi, Miss Wilcox. How are you? How's the kids and the hubby? but good things happening. So we're just gonna, have a lightly grayish colored spot in the middle, because I think that's what you get with really any board. I think we're done getting color on here. There's not a lot of tooth to this paper, and we're in the third or fourth layer, and I don't see really any new color going down, so I think we're pretty much filled the tooth up, and it feels kind of slick. So right now we're pretty much just burnishing it, I guess. Oh, now see, that's the I used to love nap time. And I just said that Mr. OZ, I don't want to say it too loud, because if I do, then, he'll pop up. And that's what he's doing right now. He's napping, and it's like, yay. Ooh, this needs a point on it. I have a hard time coloring with pencils that they don't have a point. It's like, yeah, it's pretty dull. Hi, Miss Lori. How are you today? I am pretty sure Miss Ange is probably listening, and I hope you're feeling better this real soon, because I get it. When you got a headache, it sucks. And okay. Be careful. I don't know what you're doing, but be careful. See, he even I think he knows when I'm talking about him, because he got up and started moving around. Mm-hmm. And since I'm home alone, oh, I definitely need a point on these. Whatever he needs, up to me to deal with it. Which means you all get to be sitting here when it's quiet, and I'm running around my house trying to get him settled. And I don't like to do that. I don't like to interrupt you guys. And I say that because, this is to entertain y'all. And keep you company just as much as it is to keep me company. It's my house is always quiet though. Like the only thing you ever hear in my house is the television. Like my house is always super quiet. At nighttime, it's almost like an eerie quiet. You don't hear the traffic going by or you know police cars or ambulances or all the stuff that you hear in the city. You don't hear all that stuff out here. No, you go find something to do now. Go on, go lay down. You just came in. Nope. See, they know. They just know. He's he's different. I love him to pieces, but he's a very um needy dog. I've had dogs like all my life, and yeah, he's just wants attention 24/7. I mean, it's not just you know a half an hour here, half an hour there. I mean, it's 24/7, and you know, it's. I'm sorry, I love him, but enough's enough. You don't need to be like that. All right, I hate to do this because Lori says it's like, really loud, but here, let me mute for a second. I gotta sharpen this pencil. Hold on. Okay, that's better. It's a kind of like a triangle type pencil, so it wasn't working really good in my M&R because the wood's like super hard. And all that's gonna do is tear up the pencil and wear out my blade on my M&R, which I've got backups, but no point in wasting it if we don't have to, right? So we had before this dog, we had a chocolate lab and German short hair. His daddy was full German short hair, and his mama was golden lab or yellow lab. And he was nowhere near being this needy. Okay, can you hear me? I muted my mic so I could sharpen my pencil, and it just said that my mic was muted, and it's not. So I don't know if it hasn't caught up yet or what it's doing. Okay. When you see my hand go across like that, I'm sharpening a pencil because it's right in front of me. And it's kind of loud, so, I don't want to wake up the kids or blow out your eardrums. I'm not exactly sure. I'm just going to color that in because I'm not sure. That's kind of like a loop from one of the letters. Hey, Miss View, how are you? I don't want the board to look perfect because, it's a chalkboard. It doesn't matter. Once you write on them, they never look the same unless you wash it off, And most people don't wash them off every time they use them. So, yep, I was a little surprised at the making of all the pencils, but not to the point where I think they're all the same pencil just with a different name on them, because they're not. I can tell you that just from using them. Oh, see, isn't that nice? You get to see them, you get to spend time with them, and they get to help you do the stuff that you need to do. That is fantastic. We just did a little tabletop tree this year, so it was nothing to put it back in the box and put the box back in the basement. It took me every bit of 3 minutes and I was done. Okay, so these are cups, and you can see the straws through them, so I'm pretty sure they're like a see-through plastic, but I don't think I'm going to make them that way. I think I'm going to color them like they're just a cup. just a cup with straw. Man, when you color with other pencils and then you pick up a Prisma, it's like, whoa. Seems like, you've had the Prismas in an oven sitting there getting all soft and melty because they just kind of just plop on the page, just plop. And then you pick up another pencil and you're like, wait a minute, I think I need to do that with the rest of them. It's like they just mush. In quality, a lot of pencils are the same. I did see a good review which gave sheer fiber and height reviews. They showed that the quality of that pencil was more vivid than the others. Yes, and that's the thing. But I did a little bit of. I was talking about it at the beginning of the video. A little bit of research because the Woomers and stuff are like the thing right now. It's next week it'll be a different pencil, but right now it's the Woomers. So and the Brute Funners. So I went on and went into Google and Brute Funners, Color, Sioux Color, and there's a whole bunch of other ones. I can't remember all the names. I remember those because I have those. But they got rattled off so fast I can't remember any more than that. Are all made in the same factory, and then the pencil stamped with like Brute Funner's name or Color's name or whatever. But just like I was saying, I used to work at a rubber factory, and we made rubber parts for cars for all different factories. For Chrysler, for Ford, for Honda, all those. So just because they're made in the same factory doesn't mean they're the same pencil. So that's kind of what I was getting at. I do like the sheer Farbens. They're a picky pencil, though. They don't like just every kind of paper. They're picky about the paper. So yeah, I just thought it was quite interesting. Why, I don't know, but I should have. It's kind of a common thing, factories make more than one product for one company. Until they stay in business. So, but yeah, it was Yeah, because all three of those pencils couldn't be more different, to be honest. Now, again, like I said, the Brute Funners, they come in the rounds. And what I mean by round is, like, you get the... My camera's kind of close. You get, like, the round wood. Is it going to focus? Okay, there you go. And then you get, like, a triangle. So, Brute Funners, do I have them out still? Or did I put them away? I think I put them away. They're square. The barrel is square. And then they have, like, the round ones like this. So the round ones are student grade, I think. Don't quote me on it. But from using them, I would say the round ones are student grade and the square ones are artist grade. There is a difference. Yeah. Yep. See, and they're okay to me. They're nothing to write home about. I don't think. That's just my opinion. I don't know why there's such a big thing right now. Besides, maybe a YouTuber that everybody like really super likes that has a great big huge channel use them, and now everybody wants them. That's kind of usually how it goes. But yeah, I'd say there's a lot of other pencils out there that to me are nicer and more what I call user friendly than those. The squares are a layering pencil. They're not a blending pencil. They're harder to blend than polychromos. Polychromos I can get to blend. You got to work at it, but you can get them to blend. Brute Funners, I can't seem to get them to do that. They are strictly a layering pencil, which, is fine for somebody that likes to layer, but I ain't got the time to sit there and put 15 layers down on a picture. And the people that do, I think, are fantastic because, sometimes that's what makes the picture pop. That's why their coloring is so better than mine sometimes. It is what it is. I just don't prefer doing it that way. So, and no, the rounds are. Hold on, let me get them. Give me a second. I just don't want to run over my dog here. Oh, goodness. Okay. Let me move my camera a little. Watch yourselves so you don't get sick to your stomachs. Okay. So y'all can see that, that's what they are. I'm not sure if this is the first half or the second half. They're heavy. Oh, I got the first part. Let's do. Okay. All right, let me mute for just 1 second. Okay. So the rounds have a name. The squares do not. Hold on, let it focus. Oh. Okay. Do y'all see that? Okay. They have a number, and then they have the root funner name on them. They are a thicker pencil. They feel good in the hand. Same thing. I don't know if you can read that, but it says orange popsicle on it. Anyways, so they do have the names and numbers on them. They have the brute funner name on them. Let's do the little cup right here. I'll bring you guys back down. No, it's not in Chinese. Nope. It's not. I think the brute funners are actually German, I think, but nope, you can read them. They're in English. Orange popsicle. Then you got the number, and then hold on. See, it says brute funner right there. They're not hard. They're not Prisma, but they're not hard. They are oil-based. And I enjoy them tremendously. Maybe because, they are not, I don't think, an artist grade pencil. I think they're a student grade. And to be honest, I'm not an artist, so that could be one of the reasons I enjoy them so much. I don't have a problem getting them to blend. I can get them to blend, and you don't have the pencil marks that you do. with some pencils, even with the artist grade pencils. So this is layer number 2. I'm only going to do 2 layers. I'll make that a little darker right there. And then I'm going to blend that orange out and finish up the rest of the okay. So that's how that turned out. You know, and it's just, I did it quick. So, you know, you're seeing like the white edge at the right there, because, you know, I can't draw a straight line to save my life. But yep, it's I like them. So they are both oily, but these are more blending than yes. Yes, and the round is in English. Yep. My squares, yeah, they're in German or Chinese or something. You can't read the names and stuff on them. So I like how that turned out. Yeah, and see how pretty they are. Yes, unless you have a sharpener that can fit square pencils, you're gonna have a hard time because. Oh, and here's actually the squares. I thought I put them back, but I didn't. So again, the squares just have the number on them, and then I have no idea what that says. It's in Chinese. So let's kind of do the same thing, and I'll show you what I mean. See, these are done from the Brute Funners yesterday. Let's do a. We'll do the. Let's do the lemonade up here. So these, like I said, these feel so close to a polychromos when you put them down. They kind of just slide across the paper. So yesterday, I don't think I gave it a real fair shot. So today we'll give it a real fair shot. How's that? Yesterday I was kind of in a hurry. Okay, see, I can't get that orange to blend out. Now I can bring the yellow on top of the orange and it looks great, but I can't bring that orange out. Where's my brush? So this is layer 2. Yep, see, it won't. It'll layer it, but it's not blending it, so to speak. You know what I mean? Okay. So there's the rounds. There's the squares. Rounds. Where you can see the orange blending into the yellow. Squares, you can see them layered. You can't see really the orange coming out into the yellow. Do you see what I mean? Like in here you can see the yellow dragged the orange out a bit, you know. Here, right here, it's just yellow. You didn't drag any orange out. It's just yellow. So they both work fantastic. It's just the squares, and that's what I mean by squares, are just a layering pencil. And see, they say brute funners on them, but the name is in German or Chinese or whatever. It's so yeah. Yep. Yes, the I like the rounds. I like them both, but I have a hard time with layering pencils because I don't layer. I'm a blender. Um, I mean, I can layer, but I'd much rather blend. You know, so yeah, that's kind of where that's at. You're welcome. I hope I helped you. I remember that view. Yep, yep. I actually kind of got the rounds by, I'm not going to say by mistake because they were purposely bought, but um, I bought the rounds because, you know, it was 520 pencils. And when they first came out, it was like 520 pencils. Holy cow. It was more of a, um, like, oh my gosh, I got to have 520 pencils. It wasn't because they were root funners or because they were anything. It was because they were 520 pencils. Um, See, I don't have the patience to collect them like that. You're you're good at stuff like that. Me, nope. I want them and I want them now. Yeah. But I'm like that with a lot of things. If it, you know, I ask my kids or my husband to do something, I want them to do it now, not in an hour, not in 6 months, not in 2 days, now. So it's not just with that. It's I'm a I'm what I call a now person. And it drives my husband crazy because, I'll ask him to do something and he'll say, sure. And then he'll sit there for another half hour while I'm standing in the doorway waiting for his behindy to get up because I want him to do it now. And it drives him nuts. So he'll say, I'm not going to do it this second. And then, I get all uptight about it. Yep. It was like 520 pencils. Oh my gosh. And no, I did not swatch them. And no, I am not swatching 520 pencils. I swatch them as I go. Now, Colorfully Optimistic, she swatched all 520 of them. And she did it on video. Yep. I think she was so glad to be done swatching pencils that I'm not sure she even swatched another pencil for a while because it took her a couple hours to swatch those 500 pencils. Yep. Yeah, I remember when you got your 300 colors. You're like 300 pencils. Holy crap! Yeah, I'm done buying color pencils because I kind of fell for their thing, kind of like the Black Widows. You know, Color came out with, I think it was 180 at first, or well, how much ever it was. And then I did the 180 set, and then they came out with a 240 set. Well, you got the 180, you want the extra ones to, you know. And then they came out with was it 280 or 260 or something? And then they came out with the 300, and then they came out with the 520. It's like, I do not have the 521. I do have the 300 one. I do have the 240. I do have the 180. I got colors coming out my yin yang over here. Um, yeah. So we are done with colors. I don't care how many more sets they come out with or what they've got or nope. We're good. If it ain't in the sets that I've got, we ain't getting it. In the 300 set or in the 500 set? No. Nope. I thought the same thing too, but nope. Now, there's every shade in your brother. So there are some that are close together, but there's no duplicates, no. I mean, it's 500 of them there. Whatever color you can think of, it's in that set. Yeah, I was so mad at the Black Widows when they did all that. And then what do? I fall for the colors. Doing the same thing. It's a gimmick, like the 500 pencils was a gimmick. You know, but I think it's wrong to do people like that because they're expensive. You know, you figure they're anywhere from $20 to above per set, and there's you know quite a few sets. So it took me a long time to collect all the Black Widows because they were so expensive. And I don't mean like expensive, like hundreds of dollars expensive. I mean, like, if I want a coloring book or another supply or another set of pencils or what. I can't just go and buy, a set of Black Widows and the set of pencils, the other set of pencils that I want. So I have to wait. I have to budget for all that stuff. And yeah, it took me quite a long time to get them. Yeah, $168. I mean, seriously, for Black Widows? They're not $168 worthy to me. You know, that's a Derwent product or a Prisma product or, something to that effect. Black Widows are not. They're not $168 worthy. At least not in my book, anyways. Y'all might think so, but I don't. I'm not saying they're bad pencils. They're just not. They're not worthy of $168. Yeah, and the people that are starting to color now, um, you know, they went up in price, so they're going to pay more than $168. Because everything's went up in price, so they have. Nope. Y'all, to be honest, a Black Widow ain't no better than using to me, a color or a let's see. Let's name some pencils. A sheer Farbenton, a um, some of the mid-grade brands. There's nothing to set them apart. It's not like you're using a Derwent Light Fast or Prismacolor or anything like that. You're using a budget friendly, so they say, pencil. Oh, I know. They said they were going to do one whole set and they never did because they know they can't sell them for $168. They're not a $168 pencil. No. Okay. I was going to comment on your video yesterday. I watched a video you did, and you kept saying that Lori was doing a Johanna Basford in July. I'm like, should I tell her? Nah. I mean, I wasn't in the live. I think I was doing my live when you were doing yours. But I was going to comment on the video, but I thought, nah, she'll figure it out when she rewatches it. She'll do what she wants with it when she does it. Yeah, they'd be a no. So I think that's why they never come out with it, because they know, they know they're not going to they know they're not going to sell them. I know. Yeah, you're kind of a lot like me. We get sidetracked really easy. And then we never go back to what we were talking about or what we were doing. Cool. I ain't that far ahead in knowing what I'm going to be doing. Hell, I don't know what I'm going to be doing in February, let alone in July. Let's see. Let's do a kind of like a teal picture. Hi, Miss Ivy Pearl. You're working on 2 more Johanna Basfords today? I think you're doing amazing with your arm. I'd be such a whiny baby. I'm like that. Oh, I didn't wipe my white off. Now I got red in there. I hate when I do that. Doggone it. Alright, well, it is what it is. Nothing I can do about it now. Oh, nice. Hold on, I need a drink. Ooh, I had a dry spot. Ooh wee. I don't think I want to color a whole page in watercolor, but I'm sure by the time View has her way, I'll be doing a whole page in watercolor sooner or later. Thank you very much. I've turned this page over here into a test page, so we're just not even gonna worry about that one. Nah, no. I'm not a watercolor type of person. View is bound and determined to get me to be that way, but I think she's got her work cut out for her. She's trying though. She's working hard at it. Got to give her an A for effort. Hey, where's it at? I did a watercolor water marker picture the other day. That's water. Does that count? That's all water markers. Every bit of it, except for the glitter pen and the Posca pen. But the rest of it's all water. You too, Ivy. Have a good Sunday. I am. Yeah, I think I'm gonna just kind of stick with what I enjoy, and I enjoy pencils. And occasionally I enjoy messing around with, markers or watercolors, and I think that's kind of how I'm gonna do it. Because that's what makes me happy. I'm getting like, I don't want it to turn into a job or a oh, I got to do this or I got to do that, because to be honest, I ain't got to do shit. The only thing I got to do is get up in the morning, pray to the man upstairs, thank him for letting me be here, and you know call it a day. um, so yep, I think that's kind of where it's gonna be. And I think that's where everybody should do. Miss Bew is beautiful. I love her watercoloring. Um, I think she's got it in her heart, and I think that's what it takes, is to have it in your heart, and it's just not there for me. Um, oh, nobody did, honey. Nobody did. I'm just talking. I'm just blabbering. And I think if you've got whatever you feel in your heart, whether you're a pencilist, and I kind of said that a little, I don't know if there's such a thing as pencilist, but if you're a marker person, a watercolor person, you don't let anybody, and I'm not saying that like, because View's forcing me to doing something or not. No, that's between me and View, and that's just kind of how we are. View will always be wanting me to be a watercolorist, and there ain't nothing wrong with that. I expect it from her. If she didn't do that, I would worry. This is just me blabbering. Just stay true to you. Don't think because Bew or Dee Dee Willingham or Lori or anybody else, because they're doing something, don't feel like, or me, or even me. I don't see myself as influencing anybody, but it could happen. um, don't let us influence you to be something you're not. We're just here showing you all the different things and all the different channels. Everybody does their own thing. Some people are better at other things than other people are, and we're not trying to get you to be anything. We're just trying to get you to try everything. Do you see what I'm saying? Am I putting that right? Yeah, that's the thing. We just want you to be the best that you can be at whatever you want to do. Is that right? I'm trying to spit it out so it sounds right, guys. I'm like, I don't think these were in any particular order, and I don't know why, because I like to keep my pencils in order, but they don't seem to be in this set. I think I just put them in here in the way they were in the packaging, and that can't be like that, so we're going to have to change it up. So yeah, if you guys kind of get where I'm coming from, I don't know where I was going with all that, but it is what it is. I'm just a hot mess. Lordy, lordy, these pencils are a hot mess. And I don't know why. I don't know. I'm going to have to redo these pencils because yeah, they're crazy all over the place. No, I'm not implying anything. I'm implying that we just need to stay true to who we are. Yeah, anyways, it's getting kind of all over the place, and I think I'm hurting feelings because I'm not saying it the way I want to say it, and so we're just gonna move on over and do something else. Hey guys, I finished my picture anyways. Oh, no I didn't. I got some daisy things up here. So my first Johanna asked for a picture. Oh, I'm closing these up and I got all these pencils setting out. So, like, I hope nobody took me the wrong way, but, I just don't know. Whoa. Flinging pencils around. Kind of looks like they did because they're all even. Okay, I got those put away. And I think we're going to sign this page. Oh, I better plug this in before I have it going all over the place. All right, Prism's over here. That's one pencil set that usually stays out. Okay. Oh, I need to do one more thing. think we'll use this one. Add a little bit of sand or dirt or something to the road. If y'all are mad at me saying something, y'all know how I am and how things get sidetracked coming out of my mouth. So if you took it to heart, I'm sorry, but that's not the way it was meant. So, okay, so there's my truck picture. It says, let's eat. All right, take this off because I was just using it for a weight to hold down the side of the book. Well, I colored because I didn't break the spine on these. Huh. Do I want to do another one in here? I know y'all are doing the flower pots, but I'm not sure I want to do the flower pots. That's kind of a cute picture. We could do the bike. Oh, I don't want to do cakes. Two-page spread of all those houses. Hey, I think View is doing a bingo thing of row of houses. There we go. That's the bingo thing. I've seen this page done. That's cute. Did that like 4 years ago. I'm not even sure what that's supposed to be, but I wished it wasn't like that. Oh, tell your mom I said happy birthday. That's all right. Yeah, I don't think you missed anything but me pissing everybody off. I was talking about watercolors, and then I was talking about, just staying true to who you are, and I think I'm just going to stick with pencils, and yeah, I think it just kind of pissed everybody off, so. Hey, I think I want to do this one. Oh, just talking, and sometimes how I'm not real good at explaining myself and trying to explain myself, but it didn't work out the way that I guess they thought it should or something. I don't know. Everything just got twisted, and I think people took it the wrong way. Yep. Okay, so let's do... Watch your ears. One more time. Okay. Yep, I think it's so cool. I want to do it. Yep, so I have a hard time expressing myself or explaining things sometimes. Sometimes my words get twisted, or it doesn't come out the way it should, or, it sounds harsher than what it was meant to. And for people that know me, know I'm like that. So you got to kind of just either try to fill in the parts that you're not understanding, or ask questions, or because if I'm being harsh or something, I'll tell you I'm being harsh. I don't have a problem with that. If I was talking about you, I'll tell you I was talking about you. But if I was just trying to get a point across, then that's a whole nother story. It's a Kim point. I've never been real good at explaining myself or conveying what I mean. It takes me sometimes a few minutes to get it across. Yep, it's pretty mushroom. Do I want to do underneath the same color as the top, or do I want to do underneath the same color as the stem? We'll do the same color as the stem. So, what are y'all doing for your mom's birthday? Oh, there you go. Holy shit. Holy cow. That's hopefully a really good cake. Although that's not hard to do these days. It really isn't. You can do that at like a cake at Walmart, you know. So if it's a bakery cake, that's I'm sure it's a good one because it's a bakery. It's not Walmart. That's okay. It's her favorite, and that's all that counts. Yep, it doesn't matter. As long as she enjoys it. Can she hear my video? Oh, okay. You know when you like think you pissed somebody off and you're not sure if you pissed somebody off? It's like it just kind of ruins the whole thing, you know? Kind of like, I need to figure out how to get myself out of the. Whoops, didn't mean to do that mode. The chat don't sound angry because nobody's chatting. Everybody left. But, nothing I can do about it. It's over with now. So if I did, I did. And I apologize. And that's all that can be done. Yeah, you'll have to just watch it back because I don't know word for word. I was just trying to convey that, if you watch a watercolorist, and you think it's really cool and that's great and blah 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 blah, don't you don't have to be a watercolorist just because you like a watercolorist and you want to follow a watercolorist. You don't have to be a colored pencil person just because you like a colored pencil person and you want to follow them. Um, if you want to follow a watercolorist and you want to use pencil, just be true to yourself and use pencil and follow who you want to follow. You know what I mean? Just don't change because somebody else wants you to do something or you think you should, or um, just be true to you. You know, don't let somebody's influence change. Don't let this become a job or a something that you're regretting that you're doing because you think you need to do it a certain way, or you think you need to spend this much, or you think you need to spend that much, or just do you understand what I'm saying? And that's kind of what I was trying to say. We all get kind of bitten by that. Well, this person's got this, or this person's got that, or she really likes those, and she's saying they're awesome, and maybe I should try them. And okay, that's fine. Do you want to do that? That's great. All the more power to you. Don't feel you have to, because her opinion, or my opinion, or their opinion, or his opinion, whose ever opinion, doesn't mean it's going to be the same as yours. Just because they like them doesn't mean you're gonna. And you're out there spending buku bucks on something that you might not like, and then what are you going to do? You're going to be out that money and you're going to be mad at the person that said, hey, you should do this or you should do that. You should do what you feel like doing. That's all I'm saying. Well, yes and no. Yes and no. Because I have went down that rabbit hole when I first started coloring. It was like, oh man, they got those. Well, I want those. Why do I want those? Seriously. Think about it. Why do you want those? You want those because they have those. Not because you need those. Not because necessarily you want those. You only want those because they have those. You didn't want them before you watch the video. So you want them because somebody else has got them. And there's nothing bad saying anything bad about you, because trust me, I have went down that rabbit hole. Um it's just it's it's real. It's a thing. Um and if you haven't, that's great, but I know many of people that have, myself included. Well, they got that book. I want that book. Mhm. Yep. Or hey, they've got that book and they're doing color alongs with everybody. I want that book. Do you really, really want that book? Or do you just want to do the color alongs with everybody? Because, just because they're coloring along in a one book doesn't mean that you have to have that same exact book. Because most people will say, hey, color with us with whatever you got. You know, yeah, I don't know how it works. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not a mental health type doctor. All I know is it happens. Going, well, they've got that book. I want that book. You know, um, so I don't know how your inner psyche tells you, but just do it 24 hours, and if you still want it, then that's a different story. But 600 bucks or 600 books later, I'm trying to offer you a little advice to save some money. You don't always have to have that book or those pencils or because once you go down the rabbit hole, it's a hard hole to dig yourself back out of. I mean, seriously, do I really need? And I'm saying it because I'm sitting here living it, so not because anybody else is saying it, but do I really need over 35 sets of pencils? No. Do I really want 35 sets of pencils? Yeah. Apparently, because I've got them, but do I want it? Do I want any more? Oh, I want a ton of them. Do I need any more? No. So that's what I'm saying. Just think about it. Pay attention. You know, try not to impulse buy. Well, that's what I said. I have from a person that's sitting on 600 books. But we were actually talking about watercolors. I somehow just got sidetracked and got on pencils or whatever. But like I said, if I made some people mad, sorry. It happens. I'll probably make y'all mad again at some point in time. I'm pretty good at pissing people off. I told you I'm really bad at explaining shit. Yep, I hope so. It's just I don't like pissing people off unless, it's intentional. And if I tell you it's intentional, if I say, all right, I'm really going to piss this person off, that means I know I'm going to piss you off and I don't have a problem with it. But if I'm not intending on pissing people off, I don't like pissing people off. And the only way I would intend to do it is if it was done first. Well, that's not true. If it was aimed towards like one of my family members or something. I'm not a real pissy person. All right, so let's just like start all over. Let's hit the reset button. Do we have a reset button? We need a reset button. We were talking about pencil sets, and somehow we got on this stuff, so I don't know, but I don't like it, and I want to go back. Reset, go. Yeah. I think this is the same pencil. Yep, same pencil. That one's just really itty bitty. Let's do. I need to sharpen these. So, what are you having for? Oh, you're barbecuing. What are you barbecuing? What are you going to eat? Ribs and chicken. That sounds good. That's what we had last night. We had ribs. It was good. We had spaghetti the night before that, and the night before that, because it lasts us 2 days. I think I want tomorrow. I think I want to make a meatloaf. I haven't had a meatloaf in a little bit. Meatloaf, mashed potatoes, and peas. Awesome dinner. Okay, hon. I'm not going to stay much longer, so. I think I'm just going to color a little bit of these leaves and then I don't know, go listen to an audiobook or something. Hang on, baby. I'll just, I know. Hang on. Let me finish this up and then we will let you out, okay? Hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on. I'm getting there. I only got a couple more to go. You make me rush and I'm just getting out of the line. Yep, hang on. All right, y'all. I'm going to get off of here. Y'all have a good day. Thanks for coming over. Bye, everybody.